The Dark Lord Sauron is shown by Galadriel, the elven co-ruler of Lothlorien, with her husband Celeborn, forging the One Ring, which he can use to subjugate the people of Middle-earth by enslaving those who possess the Rings of Power, which are strong magical rings bestowed upon members of the elves, dwarves, and men races. At the base of Mount Doom, a last alliance of men and elves is assembled to oppose Sauron and his army, but Sauron himself appears to assassinate Gil-galad, the High King of the Noldor, and Elendil, the Supreme King of Arnor and Gondor. Shortly later, Isildur, Elendil's son, slashes at Sauron's hand with his father's broken sword, Narsil. By chopping off Sauron's fingers, the blow defeats his army and separates him from the ring. But until the ring is destroyed, Sauron remains vulnerable because his life is entwined with it. Isildur accepts the ring and gives in to temptation, choosing not to destroy it. However, he is later killed by orcs in a surprise attack, and the ring ends up lost in the river that Isildur plunged into. 2,500 years after it was discovered, the ring ultimately finds its way to Gollum, a miserable hobbit-like creature whose mind was poisoned by the ring after bearing it for 500 years. Gollum wears the ring underground for 5 centuries, during which time it gives him an unnaturally long life. To Gollum's dismay, the ring departs from him and is discovered by the hobbit Bilbo Baggins. The narrative leaps ahead by 60 years, when Bilbo brings the ring back to his Shire home. Bilbo bequeaths the ring to his nephew and adopted successor, Frodo Baggins, on his 111th birthday. As the wizard Gandalf explores the ring and realizes its true purpose, he finds out that Gollum was taken prisoner by Sauron's orcs and subjected to severe torture. During this time, Gollum divulges 2 words, Shire and Baggins. Once more, Gandalf tells Frodo to leave the Shire. With the intention of meeting him there after Gandalf travels to Isengard to meet Saruman, the leader of his order, Frodo leaves for Bree with his companion, the gardener Sam. After revealing that the Nazgul, also known as Ringwraiths, had departed from Mordor in order to seize the ring and execute its bearer, Saruman, who has already joined to Sauron's cause, imprisons Gandalf atop Orthanc. Pippin and Merry, 2 other hobbits, soon accompany Frodo and Sam. They arrive in Bree, where they meet Strider, a man who offers to guide them to Rivendell, after coming across a ringwraith on the way. Only because Gandalf isn't around to provide guidance do they agree. They walk for a while and spend the night atop Weathertop Hill, where they are ambushed by the Nazgul at night. Strider defeats the ringwraiths, but Frodo suffers severe injuries from a Morgul blade, and they have to rush him to Rivendell so he can recover. As the Nazgul pursues Frodo, the elf Arwen, who is also Strider's love interest, takes him to the elven refuge of Rivendell, where her father, Elrond, heals her. When Frodo sees Gandalf in Rivendell, he tells him why he didn't meet them at Bree as scheduled. To decide whatever should be done with the ring, Elrond calls a council and numerous discussions between different peoples take place in the interim. The only way to destroy the ring is to cast it into the lava-filled flames of Mount Doom, the place where it was forged. Situated in Mordor, close to Sauron's stronghold of Barad-dûr, Mount Doom is a terrible place to travel. As the others quarrel about who gets to take the ring to Mount Doom, Frodo offers to carry it. Along with Gandalf and his hobbit companions, Strider, who later reveals himself to be Aragorn, the legitimate successor to the Gondor throne, accompanies him. Now that he is settled in Rivendell, Bilbo offers Frodo his chainmail shirt fashioned of mithril and his sword, Sting. Along for the ride are the dwarf Gimli, the elf Legolas, and Boromir, the son of the Gondor steward. The Fellowship of the Ring is made up of them all together. The Fellowship sets out to attempt to cross the mountain Caradhras, but Saruman's cunning stops them. They are compelled to descend beneath the mountain and enter the mines of Moria, where they must make their way to the other end in order to escape the entrance, which is blocked by a tentacled water beast that contains the Fellowship. Following a partial exploration of the mines, Pippin unintentionally alerts a group of orcs to their presence. The Fellowship then comes upon an old demon of fire and darkness at the bridge of Khazad-dûm, an ancient Balrog. Durrance Bane is a Balrog living within the mines. Gandalf repels the Balrog and throws it into a huge gap, but the Balrog drags Gandalf down into the darkness with him while the others flee. The gang escapes to the elven kingdom of Lothlorien, where Galadriel and her husband, Celeborn, the realm's rulers, give them sanctuary. Frodo is discreetly told by Galadriel that only he can finish the mission and that one of the Fellowship will attempt to steal the ring. In addition, she presents him with a future vision in which Sauron is successful in enslaving all of Middle-earth, including the Shire. To locate and eliminate the Fellowship, Saruman builds an army of Uruk-hai in Isengard in the interim. They choose to journey towards Parth Galen along the river Anduin after taking a break. Galadriel gives Frodo the Phial of Galadriel before they go. Boromir tries to steal the ring from Frodo as they land in Parth Galen, but Frodo escapes by placing the ring on his finger and disappearing. Frodo chooses to travel to Mordor by himself after realizing that the Fellowship will not be able to resist the ring's lure. Uruk-hai, in the meantime, attacks the remaining members of the Fellowship. When Merry and Pippin notice that Frodo is about to depart, they divert the orcs, letting Frodo get away. Merry and Pippin are taken prisoner while Boromir rushes to the two hobbits' help only to be fatally wounded by the orc commander Lurtz. When Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli discover Boromir, he realizes his mistake and passes away. Fearing that the ring will corrupt his friends, Frodo makes the decision to go to Mordor by himself. However, he lets Sam accompany him, remembering that he promised Gandalf that he would take care of him. As Frodo and Sam travel through the Eamon Pass and toward Mordor, Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli depart to save Merry and Pippin.